Welcome to a raw conversation. I want to have these conversations sometimes about topics that maybe people don't like to talk about, or they're uncomfortable or painful. Really, I just want to be real and raw. There's so much in this world. There's so much information. We can receive information in a second. You know, we look at our phone and we can see that it looks like everyone we know is thriving, or even people that we don't know. It seems like everyone has their life together. Some people are maybe living out a life or a dream that we wish we could have. It just seems like people aren't really struggling. But this is such a lie, and I never want to make it seem like that's my life, like I'm never struggling. So I want to have these real conversations, not to glorify suffering or make myself a victim or anything like that, but to be real, to share my struggles, to share not just when things are good and I'm feeling, my soul is feeling well, but when things are really not well, when I'm not in a good place, I want to be real and honest, because I want maybe the person who's feeling really alone and like everyone else is thriving and they're the only one that's struggling. I don't want that person to feel that way. I want them to feel like you are not alone, because you're not. That's what today is going to be. So, grab yourself a drink, whether it's a warm drink or an iced drink, whatever the weather is, in whatever land you're in the season. I have myself an Earl Grey latte with oat milk. It's delightful. So I'm gonna drink this, but probably it will just sit there while I talk, but I will try to take some sips. I want to talk today about hope amidst darkness. Is it possible to be in grief, be in devastation, but to still have hope? How can we walk through darkness healthfully? This is such a hard thing. This is not a thing that I'm an expert at. I'm still learning. But I want to talk about it because this is the place that I'm currently in. I'm in a really, really rough place. I have devastation and deep pain that I'm dealing with that honestly is to a level I've never experienced before. And it's hard for you to see because you're just sitting on the other side watching me talk, but it's real, it's happening. I have this pain that is so crushing. Most days, it's really hard for me to see hope, to find hope. It's hard for me to breathe. It's so heavy. Emotionally and physically, I can feel the heaviness on my chest. But I'm learning that hope cannot be circumstantial. If it is, when tragedy hits, when devastation hits, when any kind of difficulty comes our way, hope will dissipate, you know? There will be nothing to sustain us through the darkness. But there is hope in our Creator, in the fact that He is good, in the fact that He chose us to be his beloved. He chose me. He delights in me. He is mine and I am his. And that he also offers us a life that is so rich and deep and beautiful. It's something that we could never even come up with ourselves. That doesn't mean that we won't face suffering, because we will, and that's a part of life. But that when we do face that suffering, he is the hope that we cling to. Maybe we can't have hope that our situation will one day get better. Maybe we just don't have the capacity to see that. That's okay. I don't have the capacity to see that right now. I don't have a lot of hope for the situation that I'm in. But I have hope in my God that he can do things that man cannot do, that I am not alone. And in this place of devastation, honestly, I've been really surprised, because I've never felt so comforted and held and at peace. Not at peace with my situation, but at peace, like, with God. He is giving me peace in my body, in my soul, in my mind and my heart. He's giving me this unexplainable peace and calm and rest amidst chaos and darkness and devastation. And sometimes I question, how is this even possible? And that's not to say that this is easy. That's not to say that I'm just floating on through like, oh yeah, I love this. I love feeling the greatest, deepest pain of my life. It's so enjoyable. Absolutely not. I am fully feeling the pain, but I'm also fully feeling that I am found in my God, in my Creator, and there is nothing better than that. I'm realizing I have no security in anything. Not in my marriage, not in my family, not in my possessions or my home. I have no security in anything. And if all of these things were taken away from me, could I be content with just God and God alone? And maybe we think about that question and we think, oh yeah, of course I can be. But when some of these things start to be taken away, or these things that you really cling onto start to change or start to break, what happens then? Are you still content with God and God alone? I've had to ask myself this question. I'm in a place where I have to ask myself this question seriously. And before this, honestly, no, I couldn't be content with God alone. I couldn't be. But somehow this place of complete brokenness has shown me a new view of him. It has somehow opened my eyes to the fact that I have nothing without my God, and yet my God is everything that I need. I found the arms of a most loving Father who will hold me in my grief and my pain. Sometimes I think we have to be completely undone in order to see what it is that we truly cling to, what it is that will sustain us through the darkness. And I don't believe that God wants to take away these good and beautiful things, because I have experienced his blessing in my life. I have experienced his goodness, that he does want good and beautiful things for me. But sometimes we have to be completely and utterly undone before him, naked and empty and broken, to realize our utter need for him, to realize just how good he is, to realize how much he fills us, how much he wants to fill us, how much he wants to heal us, to comfort us. That he did not create us to walk through this life alone. He wants to do life with us. He gets down in the dirt with us and says, I am here. I am for you. He weeps with us and for us. He holds us closely. So if you are in this place of deep brokenness and pain, I feel you. I understand. I don't have the answers for your situation. I don't have the answers for my situation. But there is one who sustains and comforts and loves and fills like no other. I encourage you to just open your heart to him amidst the darkness and the brokenness. This is one of the best places to be, to receive the strongest, most incredible, unconditional, beautiful love that you have ever experienced. I know this because I'm experiencing it right now. Hold on to the hope of Jesus. Don't give up, even when you want to. There is more, and this is not the end. I know that it is true. So, in our brokenness, wherever you are in this moment, in this season, cling to hope.